Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here. My goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can decide whether or not you want to spend time or money watching a particular film. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called Sleeping Dogs. This crime thriller is now playing in select theaters as well as on Vudu. The film is rated R. It's an hour and 50 minutes. And my overall movie review mom grade is, I said that weird, didn't I? Grade is a B plus. I actually really enjoyed this. So let me give you an overview first in a nutshell. Then I'll point out things I really liked, things I didn't like. I'll offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, funny lines, and we'll finish up with recommendations with other movies that are somewhat similar that you might also really like if you like this one. Or if you like those, then that means you might like this one. All right, you ready to dive in? Me too. So in a nutshell, this is one of those kinds of movies that audiences love and film critics hate. Already it has earned a Rotten Tomatoes score from fans of 100%, at least from the date that I wrote this review, while critics have given it an embarrassing low score of 30%. That's a big difference. The story is about an ex-homicide detective with Alzheimer's who is compelled to solve a brutal murder only to uncover chilling secrets from his forgotten past. This is Adam Cooper's directorial debut. He also co-wrote the script with Bill Collage and E.O. Chirovici. So congratulations to him and to his team. All right, quick, let me give you some tips for parents. I think, first of all, kids are going to be bored, and the movie, more importantly, is not appropriate for children to view at all. So the first word that we hear is an F-bomb, and there are plenty more to come later, as well as other profanity. We see some gruesome pictures of a murder over and over again. People die bloody deaths and clothes are on, but we see several awkward sex scenes with sound effects. I mean, we know what's happening. Some of the themes that are illustrated really well are memory, justice, crime, truth, infidelity, manipulation, reliving the past, friendship and loyalty, and choices and consequences. Now, here's the long list of things that I really did like about this film. First of all, Academy Award winner Russell Crowe does an excellent job in this film, in his role. It's kind of a noir crime mystery, and he truly elevates the content of the film just for his name recognition alone. It's nice to see Karen Gillan, or Gillan. I never know how to pronounce her name correctly. Sorry, Karen. But anyway, it's nice to see her kind of in the role as a normal person without all of her Guardians of the Galaxy makeup covering her beautiful face. We get to hear her speak French and Japanese for a brief moment to show us how smart her character is and how versatile the actress is herself. Tommy Flanigan always plays interesting characters who either look or are guilty of something. Am I right? Other cast members who do a really great job include Martin Sokas, Thomas Wright, Harry Greenwood, Pacharo Mazembe, and Jasper Bad. Now, the very first few minutes paint a very grim picture of the protagonist's life with dementia. Now, dementia and Alzheimer's run on my mother's side of the family, so that this kind of movie always hits hard and is very personal to me, which also makes me really interested in watching the movie to see how this illness is portrayed. Now, the musical score definitely sounds like it came straight out of a film noir. It sits very well with this film. The title is really great because it alludes to the picture in the puzzle that Russell Crowe's character is working on to stimulate his mind, but it especially warns of drumming up the past, as stated in the quote, "Let sleeping dogs lie," by Geoffrey Chaucer. So I love double entendres. Some people might be annoyed by the ambiguous ending, but I actually really liked it. The movie poster is cool and visually demonstrates how fractured memories are when experiencing dementia or Alzheimer's. Now, overall, I thought the movie was well done and it pulled me through the story. I never got bored. However, let me give you some of the things that I didn't like or thought could have just been done better or differently. Now, I mentioned I didn't get bored, but the movie is definitely slow moving. Several scenes definitely could have been cut to tighten up not only the time, but the story as well. There is a twist at the end, and I love twists, but you see it coming a mile away. There are simply too many characters and red herrings to keep track of in the story. You'll see a character, something happens, and you're like, oh, I'll bet that's important. And then you're like, as things progress, you're like, okay, maybe that was not important at all. And then you've got to figure out the next person or the next scenario. And it could have been simplified, I think, a little bit. So now, in case you're wondering, this movie is not related to the 1977 film or the video game of the same name. Sometimes I just wondered, are these titles an afterthought? Because oftentimes movies have the same titles as other movies, and surely they could think of something else or better, right? Anyway, whenever I watch movies, I take notes, of course, but I also write down funny lines and interesting lines simply to share them with you so you can get a taste for the dialogue and the script writing quality. So when I went back and looked at my notes, I realized I only wrote down one funny line, and it's not hysterical, but I also didn't write down any interesting lines, even though I thought the movie was interesting. So I don't know what that's all about. But here's the funny line that I wrote down. So this is a line by Karen Gillan's character, and she says, you know, this conversation would have been a lot better with whiskey. And actually, I did think that was kind of funny. So let me give you recommendations for three movies I instantly thought of as I was watching this film. The first one is a recent one. I just reviewed it like last month. It's called Knox Goes Away. And the story is somewhat similar where there's cops and criminals and somebody's got dementia and it complicates the solving of the crime and the producing of the crime even. Anyway, very interesting. Stars Michael Keaton. I adore him. I thought it was really well done. I'll cue that review up right after you finish watching this one, so you can see if that's something that you want to watch, especially because it's along a similar vein of this movie. Another movie that just was so well done is called The Father. A couple of Academy Award winning stars. And it's about Olivia Colman, the daughter, watching her father have dementia. But throughout the film, you're confused because characters' faces change and you're like, wait, what's going on? And finally, it dawned on me this is how it would feel to have dementia or Alzheimer's, where you're confused. Things don't make sense to you anymore. And for that alone, I thought the movie was genius. Now, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but it was very well done and just helped you experience something that a lot of people, thankfully, will never experience. And then another one is called Memory. And I think I reviewed that movie also maybe a month, maybe two ago, also about dementia. I thought all of those were excellent, and there are many more, but I'll just leave it at those three. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Hopefully my reviews are helpful, and if they are, give them a thumbs up, a like, subscribe. You know the deal. I feel like I'm losing my voice during this review. When you get a minute, run over to my Facebook group called Movie Review Mom, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter and all over the social media platforms. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.